Hello, everybody. Hello, happy Friday. I'm just gonna take a minute just to let everybody in. I've got a feeling a lot of people are gonna come on live today because I think everybody needs this. Okay, okay. All right. Gonna give everybody a minute to come in. Just if you're listening to this live, I'm so happy that you're here. It's like watching sports or um music. It's always more exciting watching Glastonbury live, right? Or the rugby. But if you're watching it on replay, I'm very glad that you're here and that you're taking this time for yourself and for your system. Okay. Okay. So, welcome to my somatic reset. So just for those of you who don't know me, my name is Rosie Millward and I am a chiropractor. I'm a holistic, energetic based chiropractor based in South Gyle. And I've been doing this work for really going into it for the past 5 years. And what's so powerful about this is that so many people look after their emotional well-being and their stress levels by focusing on the top-down method, right? Which is when we work on our mindset, we work on how we frame things. We almost sometimes try and convince ourselves that we're okay. So when you do the top-down method, you will get somewhere. You'll get somewhere with therapy or with thought work. But this somatic work is when we work the other way and we work with the body rather than working with the mind. So I'd like to start by asking you, out of 10, 10 being stressed to the moon, wired to the moon, naught being absolutely neutral, completely present, completely thinking about creativity, thinking about what you can do for others. If that's zero, where are you today, would you say, on your stress level? So I'm going to help you connect with that. So I'd like you to just get comfortable no matter where you are and just tune in to your body. And I'd like you to close your eyes and invite you to close your eyes. If you'd rather keep them open, that's fine. But I'd like you just to tune in and close your eyes and just take a few breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just without any judgment, without any question, without thinking, oh, can I get this wrong? I'd like you just to mentally give yourself a number out of 10 of how stressed your nervous system feels today. Just really know your number. Now, I'd like you to just tune in to how you know that. Maybe you feel your thoughts are racing. Maybe you're aware enough to feel your heart racing. Maybe you're noticing that your breath is not as easy and as fluid as you'd like it to be. Maybe you are feeling tense. Just notice how you know. How does your body tell you that you're feeling in fight or flight, activated, holding a lot in your system? Okay, so we're going to start with a body scan. And this is when we're going to use the breath to come into our bodies. And we're going to find a place which I'm going to call your peaceful place, your resourceful place, where you can tune in to how calm your nervous system is. Okay. So I'd just like to invite you to just close down the eyes and just breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. You do not have to change anything. You do not have to do it for a certain number. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now take your mind down to your feet. Become aware of your feet. Become aware of the temperature of them. Maybe they feel warm or cool. Maybe they feel tingly or numb. You might have some pain or some soreness. You might have forgotten that you have feet. And you're like, wow, I can feel my feet. Now tuning into your legs, your strong legs, the great muscles of the thighs and of the calves which hold you up. Just tune into how they feel. I invite you now to tune into your pelvis and just notice the left side, the right side, the center. Almost scan with your mind, dropping down out of your mind and into your body. How your pelvis feels. Are you sat centered? Are you leaning to one side? Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, and just seeing if you can allow your breath to go a little bit deeper, dropping down. So almost like you're breathing down to your pelvis. And it does take imagination to do this because you don't have lungs in your pelvis. So you have to imagine sending that breath all the way down. And now tune into your stomach, your tummy. You might notice you're hungry or thirsty. You may realize that actually you're very tense and your belly needs a little bit of movement. Maybe you need to move your spine to allow the stomach to have a little bit of ease. And just notice what's there in your tummy. Maybe that's where a lot of your emotions are. Maybe your tummy just is trying to tell you something. Like a sinking feeling or an excited feeling. And now breathing in into the chest. Notice the ribs rising and falling nice and easily. There is no force. but just gently opening as you breathe in and relaxing as you breathe out. Notice your shoulders. Have you been secretly carrying a bag? Are they braced for impact? Notice where your shoulders are. Are they beautifully held up by your pelvis? Are they hanging out forward somewhere, being held up by your spine? And I invite you now just to move your shoulders and just see if there's a more comfortable position that they would maybe prefer to be in. And now tuning into your hands, all the way down to your hands. Your wonderful hands that have done everything that you've done in your life. Your hands have been there with you. Pay attention to the fingers. Do they feel warm? Do they feel cold? Do they feel tingly? If you gently have your palms facing upwards, I'd like you to see if you could notice any energy or heat that lives just in the palm of your hand, in the palm side of your fingers. Energy that's ready to do something. Almost like a magnetic force. And now I'd like you to tune in to your face, scanning your face. Are you tense between your eyes? Maybe you're quietly clenching your jaw. Maybe you're just wearing the expression of somebody that's carrying a lot. And just see how it feels to let your face go. Now you're more in your body. I'd like to invite you to place one hand over the other and place them either on your heart or on your belly. And we're going to find that moment of peace which comes on the out breath. So as you breathe, just notice the rise and fall of your body under your hands. As you breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, I'd like you to notice on the next out breath the moment of peace when your nervous system lets go and becomes softer. There's a moment in the out breath where the parasympathetic nervous system lets go. That supports your immune system, supports your rhythms. Your parasympathetic nervous system is what does the rest and repair. and digest. So tuning into that out breath. And I'd like to encourage you now to think about a place where you have felt really calm, really connected to the fact that you're a human being on earth. So you're really in nature, ideally. Or maybe you were in a place where you felt very supported by other people around you. Or maybe a place where you were in awe. Just think about a place where you felt really calm, really present. And I'd like you to think about, how did your body feel when you were in that place? How were you holding yourself? What was she doing? Was she moving? Was she stood still? Did she have energy? And I'd like to invite you to, and you cannot get this wrong, bring in a movement which brings you back to that moment. It could be a slight left and right of the head, maybe you were looking around. Maybe your hands were more open. Maybe your spine was more aligned because you were standing tall with energy. Maybe you could feel the sand underneath your feet if you were on a beach and you can scrunch your toes up. I'd like you to find this place and feel into one physical thing, even if it was so small, that you were doing in that place. And as you do the thing, whether it is moving your head or opening your hands or scrunching your toes or feeling your spine, you can't get this wrong. Just trust that felt sense that that feels like the right thing to do. I'd like you to amplify how that felt in your mind. Like, wow, that was really beautiful. Oh, I felt so much love in that space. Oh, I was just in awe. I just felt so peaceful. Nobody asking anything of me. And you might feel like that you start yawning as your nervous system starts to let go, as it remembers a place. Now, this is your peaceful place. Hang out here for a moment. And notice and acknowledge that this sense of peace is within you. You can experience it whenever you choose. Now, I'd like to invite you to think about the reason which made you come on this call, the heaviness you've been carrying. And I'd like to encourage you to keep it into top layer stuff. So just stuff, things which are just not going the way you'd like them to go, or you haven't got the answers for them yet. I'd like you to try and keep it on the surface layer on this call. Just the thing that's making you feel the sort of smallish thing that's making you feel a bit ugh. And it can be big. It can be big, but just trust the. So we're going to focus in on where you feel that in your body. Now, when you think about that stressful thing, pay attention to how it comes up in your body, just gently. Maybe you can feel it in your throat. Maybe you can feel it in your back. Maybe your tummy has started to contract again. And just gently notice what those feelings and physical feelings are without bringing in the story. And I'd like you to just think, if those physical feelings could speak, what would they say? And just hear what your subconscious says. And breathe. And I'd like you to take a nice deep breath in. And a big sigh out if you can. Just acknowledging that these physical feelings that we have in our body, it's just our body trying to communicate, trying to make sense of what's happening. Deep breath in. And I'd like you to try and sigh or breathe out. And now we're gently going to return to our happy, calm, peaceful place. It's almost funny on how different we can physically feel as we return to our peaceful place. And I'd like you to think about that physical thing you were doing that reminded you of your special place where you felt peace. Scrunching your toes, moving your head, aligning your spine. And now I'd like you to place one hand where you were before, on your belly or over your heart, wherever it was before, and one hand on the other place. And just breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just taking your time to find the rhythm of the breath again. And notice the duality that exists in our systems. Parts of us feel tense and carrying, and parts of us feel at peace. And as you breathe, I'd like to invite you to notice the breath going into one hand and then into the other hand. And if your body needs to rock or move, just feel into what your body wants to do to process those two different feelings that your system is carrying. And you might start noticing that there's actually a little bit of a wave going between one hand and the other hand as you breathe. You can't get this wrong. It may not feel like a wave. It might just feel like two areas that feel very different. Maybe it feels quite a disconnected experience. I'd like you just to notice how it feels, to pay attention. And I'd like you to say in your own space, you can say it in your mind, but it's nice to say it aloud. On the next out breath, we're going to say, parts of me have so much stress. With me, parts of me have so much stress. In breath. And then we're going to say, parts of me have so much peace. Parts of me have so much peace. So breathing in again. And now we're going to acknowledge the stress. Parts of me have so much stress. Breathing in again. And parts of me have so much peace. And just be with that, acknowledging those two energies, those two rhythms, the different rhythms that exist in us all the time. Now I'd like you to say, but they are all parts of me. But they are all parts of me. And now, to somatically move this energy, we're going to laugh. So use your belly, use your chest. I'm releasing the hands. And just notice how you feel. You might want to move your neck. You might want to move your spine side to side. You might feel like you've moved some things and you just want to move them and release them. A good stretch. Nice. That's it. That's really good. That's really good. It's just about trusting the wisdom of what our body wants to do to process the physical feelings. That's it. Nice. Mm. Okay. So we have just done stage, we've just done a body scan. We've done some resourcing, which is when you find your peaceful place. You've done some interoception, which is when you tune in to what's there without judgment. And we've done some stage 2 somato-respiratory integration, just introducing it to you when we notice that our body, even if it feels like there is an overwhelming top feeling, whether it's pain or an emotion, there is more there. And it's about noticing that it is a combination of all things at all times, and we are a walking elixir of memories and beliefs, and it lives in our body. So what I do as a chiropractor is I am very much a nervous system specialist. I look at where the body is holding stress patterns and tension patterns, and we work to heal the body by addressing the nervous system as a whole. I don't do healing. I'm not like Jesus, but I support the nervous system get into rest and repair so that the person can heal and return to balance. And I was called to do this call because I think it was 2 weeks ago. I had every single client I had was struggling with the feeling the collective consciousness, which is what's happening in the world. And I'd like to invite you to just stay tuned into yourself, because that's where your magic is, that's where your wisdom is, that's where your power is. And the world is very good at getting us out of our body and into our head and into what's going on around us. And we forget that it's our body that takes us there. It's our body that is more intelligent than what we ever can tune into. And it speaks to us. It speaks to us with our breath. The breath is a massive window. The tummy is very big at speaking, the heart. But often we don't tune into those feelings. We don't tune in. We don't give ourselves permission. We don't give ourselves the time. So we tend to only notice when the symptoms or the pain or the real problem is there. And that's when we listen. But that's when the body is just waving the white flag in my world. So doing a check-in with yourselves in the morning, even if it's just literally 5 deep breaths, and just notice how you feel and just be gentle with how you feel, can make a massive difference when you're navigating a lot. And I know that some of you are navigating a lot. So I'd like you to notice, maybe you can close your eyes again. And I'd like you just to notice how you feel now. Out of 10. 10 being wired to the moon, 0 feeling very peaceful and calm. And just notice if there's been a drop. And if you are a very wired, stressed person with a lot on, your brain might already be trying to gallop you back into go mode. Just notice that's what it's doing. And it's because it's wired to keep going and keep going and keep looking. And it takes practice. It takes so much practice to be present. And if you'd like to pop in the chat what you were and what you are, that would be really lovely to see. 8 to 3. Wow, Tone, worth coming. I think, Tone, you're a chiropractor, aren't you? Yeah, yeah, we respond well to this work. 8 to 4, thank you. Mary, amazing. 5 to 2. That is massive. Oh, that is brilliant. Well, if you're watching it on replay, just acknowledge what you've gone from to. And what I'm going to do, 6 to 3, thank you. 8 to 4, thank you so much. Nicole, you're amazing. Thank you for coming. Okay. So if you feel like the work that I have done with you today has made you think, I need to understand this more, maybe you've been ignoring, maybe you've tried the sort of more cognitive therapy approach, And I'd like to invite you, trying to get my number down, but it's galloping. Okay. So I'm just going to explain to you a little bit about me. So I'm a chiropractor, and I invite you that if you're in Edinburgh, you can absolutely work with me and you can come to the office and we can do an assessment and we can see what's going on in your system. And I'll pop a link so that you can book with me. We're doing a very special offer at the moment, which is £40 for a consultation, and that includes an adjustment. And believe me, this work is powerful, but when we're doing hands-on work as well, Tone, right? It's powerful. However, if you aren't in Edinburgh and you would like to explore somatic work, maybe there was something that was deeper that you felt that you didn't want to bring to this call, but you would like to work one-on-one with me and just see if we can clear what's there, then I would invite you to book a discovery call with myself. It'll be 20 minutes and we'll go through what's going on. And even if you'd leave that call with another session of doing this, then it's a beautiful thing. So I'm going to just pop in the chat 2 ways that you can book with me, because I know that there are amazing chiropractors like Tone around. I don't remember where Tone actually is based, but if you go to a chiropractor, just by all means drop me a message, and by all means drop me a message and I'll let you know if they're a kind of chiropractor which will work with you and talk about this with you in a way that I've talked about, because you get different types of chiropractors. And because I've got such a massive had such a massive stressful life, I've lent into this. Okay, so it's there. Now, I'm very, very, very happy that you're here. And I'd like to invite that if any of you have anything that you'd like to ask, then by all means do. You can pop it in the chat. But if not, I'll end the call in 2 minutes and then we can. Surrey, a long way from you. Yeah. But I love a lot of family in Surrey, so I'll know where you are now. If you don't already see Rosie, 100% recommend her service. It's changed my life since starting with her since June. Go weekly still. Thank you. Was that you, Lisa? Lisa, you're amazing. Thank you so much. Just what I needed. Thank you, Rosie. Thank you. No questions now, but I need a nap. Yes, do it. Okay, I definitely needed this today. Thank you so much, Rosie. You're so welcome. And I'm going to send out a replay so that you can do this again. And I will be doing this again very soon. Love to everybody. Bye.